Good evening and welcome to the Thursday. Let's start this again. Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, November 21st, 2017 regular session of the Xenia City Council. It is Tuesday, not Thursday, because we all want to be at home enjoying Thanksgiving with our families. At this time, we will begin our meeting with a call to order, which we're doing, and an invocation by Pastor Kelly Shin from Memorial United Presbyterian Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by the Vice President. If you would rise with me, please, for the invocation and pledge.
Good evening, friends, and a blessed Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Let us pray. God of compassion and purpose, in this season of giving thanks, we stop to remember and give thanks for your abundant mercy and your love. Give now to your servant people here and across our dear Xenia community and Greene County, both compassion and purpose to do the good work of your calling, to feed the hungry, to shelter the homeless, to speak for the silenced voices, to support the young and the elderly, to give practical hands and feet to the good work of justice. So give strength to those this evening who are tired, and clarity to those who are distracted, and vision to those who are leading. We are so grateful for life and for community and work which has meaning. I pray this now in the name of Jesus Christ, and I pray with those who call upon you by other names and other faiths. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Pastor Shin and Mr. Vice President. May I have roll call, please?
Vice President Smith.
Here.
Councilman Wallace.
Here.
Councilman Lauterbach.
Here.
Councilwoman Mays.
Here.
Councilwoman Mills.
Here.
Mayor Bayless.
Here.
President Engel.
Here. Thank you very much. At this time, I would like a motion, please, for approval of minutes, November 9th, 2017, our regular session, please.
So moved, Mr. President.
Moved by Councilman Lauterbach. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Mills, by nose. Any discussion or question on the minutes, please? Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
I think that's the one I was absent at, so abstain.
Abstain.
Councilman Lauterbach.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Abstain.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Engel.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. At this time, we have an opportunity for a very special presentation, and it is for Mr. Edgar Cardenas, who served the city for 26 years, and I believe some of the appointed officials would like to make some remarks before we move to the reading of the resolution.
Sure. As you mentioned. Sure. As you mentioned, President Engel, we're here to thank Edgar Cardenas for his service to the city of 26 years. Edgar, sincerely, he cares about this community, and I think his passion to see the city succeed and flourish, it's evidenced by his commitment to promote the city, to advocate for the city and in all the ways that he serves, not just here as a member of city staff, but in other capacities in the community. Over his 26 years, Edgar's been a central part of all sorts of advances from a technology standpoint that have improved the city's ability to and capacity to serve the public, and has improved the efficiency with which we can serve the public. When you think about the things that Edgar's been involved in, and as you read through the resolution, it's a long list, but things like the city's first computer as we know it today, the city's first internet connection, the city's first email system, first digital copier, first digital phone, the first city server, and the list goes on and on and on. It really is quite remarkable, and it's a pretty incredible list of firsts for the city that Edgar has been a part of. And so I think it speaks to the legacy that Edgar is leaving, and for the foundation that he's built for what we're doing today from a technology standpoint and what we'll do into the future. So thank you, Edgar, on behalf of the Finance Department, on behalf of some of the former finance directors that you've served, Mr. Bazelak and Mr. Freeman, who I know relied on you a great deal for a great many things, and for all of city staff who you've assisted in a whole bunch of ways over the years. So thank you.
Edgar, I'd just add on behalf of the city manager's staff and all of our departments, just recognition of your service to the city. You know, when you started with the city, we were using telegraph machines. I'm kidding. No, but in truth, you really helped to take what was a very immature part of our operation and helped it to grow and flourish into a system from an information technology standpoint that I would put up against any other city our size, not only in our region, but across the state. We do some exceptional things with very limited staffing and very limited resources, and you guys are to be commended for everything you've accomplished. You know, it's one of the best things about working in the city of Xenia is that we don't just have good, competent employees. We have employees that really care. They're invested in the community, invested in working for the people of this community, and nobody exhibits that more, I think, than you do. Your family's here, you care about the community, you've invested a lot, and we can ask no more of you than to give from your heart, and that's exactly what you've done. So on behalf of my staff, we thank you for your years of dedication. We wish you the best of luck, and don't be a stranger.
Let me give you this, so you can be looking at it. Oh, wow. I am going to read. Thank you. This is a resolution of appreciation for Edgar Cardenas in recognition of his valuable service to the city of Xenia. Whereas Mr. Edgar C. Cardenas received an associate degree in computer science from Sinclair Community College and a bachelor's degree in business and management information systems from Wright State University, and was hired on September 25th, 1991 as a programmer analyst in the MIS division of the finance department. And as a result of diligent work and demonstrated responsibility, Edgar was promoted as information technology manager on March 25th, 2007, which was later retitled to the information technology director. And whereas Edgar's career began at a time when the information technology field mainly consisted of initial setup and support of the city's computer users and computerized management information systems, and has evolved into an always-on environment and requires cognizance of an ever-changing network, system, and application needs, with the ability to forecast and implement changes and improvements while striking a careful balance with the budget. Edgar has been vigilant in balancing budget shortfalls with the need to invest in technology and strategically plan projects, from writing bid specifications and requests for proposals and managing them through the competitive bid process and implementation. And he has overseen the responsible expenditure of millions of dollars throughout his career, which has resulted in the city of Xenia being far more technically advanced than many other cities our size or larger. And whereas during his tenure with the city of Xenia, he has conceptualized, managed, and delivered major technology projects to benefit the city of Xenia for many years to come. And while it is impossible to list all of these accomplishments, major projects include the following: the city's first financial system to include programming, modifications, and a Y2K patch, police dispatch and court records systems, and the first microcomputer PC network for City Hall, fire stations, and the service center in 1993. Routers installed to access internet and email systems for all city employees in 1997. Servers introduced to city networks in 1997 and virtualized in 2008 and 2013. The design and build of the city's website in 1997 and oversaw contracts for redesigns in 2008, 2011, and 2015. Began management of the institutional network, or INET, system in 1998 to include the purchase and installation of wide area network equipment upgraded to fiber optics in 2003, additions of Wi-Fi in 2007, construction of underground fiber optic high-speed network construction in 2012 with completion in 2016, and strategic planning for purchase of microwave equipment to add redundancy to fiber network and link remote city sites in 2018. mobile data terminals installed in police vehicles in 2001, fire records management systems implemented in 2004, cell phone enterprise systems introduced and deployed for senior staff employees in 2005, a new financial system software in 2006. The city's telecommunication lines consolidated to analog leased lines and implementation of Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, digital telephones in 2004, utilizing the citywide fiber optic network for updates in 2007 and 2013. Recording and broadcasting of city council meetings via the city's public access channel and internet streaming in 2007, upgraded with construction of the city administration building in 2016. Information technology roundtables in 2008 to improve IT services. IT help desk ticketing systems in 2009. Security cameras at various city facilities utilizing the INET in 2012. Information technology internal service fund created in 2014 to include a changeback system with ongoing management to centralize IT purchases and identify economies of scale. Information technology strategic plans in 2014 with ongoing implementation to include creation of the Information Technology Users Committee and the Information Technology Steering Committee. Procurement and installation of IT needs for the new city administration building and network wiring services for the Justice Center, completed in 2016 and 2017. Comprehensive upgrades of the access control system and surveillance system in 2016 to include the new city administration building. Whereas many projects have saved the city thousands of dollars, including ongoing build-out of the city's own fiber network, VoIP digital telephones in 2004 with an estimated $250,000 estimated savings over a 10-year period, and the financial system upgrade with an estimated yearly productivity savings of $52,000. And whereas, following the September 2000 tornado, Edgar and the staff did an outstanding job of maintaining the city's information technology infrastructure and repairing or replacing computer hardware and software and data and voice communication infrastructure, which was a critical part of the city's tornado recovery effort. And he continues to strive for emergency preparedness and recently completed the National Incident Management System training. And whereas, Edgar has been a strong proponent of innovation, growth, and change, and regularly attends network meetings with Connect Ohio and the Southwest Ohio Municipal Technology Group. And in 2014, he initiated a joint venture with a local business in the industrial park to share the costs of broadband equipment and services to attract more business to the city. And whereas, Edgar and his wife, Janine, have proudly raised 3 daughters, Christina, Jessica, and Teresa, who are Xenia High School graduates, and he remains active in the community as past president and current board member of the Xenia Kiwanis Club, and as a current elder for the Northside Christian Church. And whereas, Edgar will retire from the city of Xenia effective December 31st, 2017, and his last day of public service is December 1st, 2017. Now therefore, the city of Xenia hereby resolves that the Xenia City Council, on behalf of the citizens of Xenia, express its appreciation and sincerely thank Edgar C. Cardenas for his 26 years of dedicated public service. Edgar has had a tremendous career and moved the city forward into the 21st century from a technology standpoint, and he should be very proud of the legacy he is leaving behind. We wish him well in all his future endeavors. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall be placed in the permanent record of the city of Xenia, acknowledging his dedicated service to the city. Congratulations, Edgar. Voting jurors who would like to make some remarks. Or here. Larry.
No, comments first. Comments first.
Speech. Well, actually, I wasn't prepared for this, but I think all the minutes, if I wasn't for all of you over the years, and of course I serviced probably 4 or 5 generations of councilmen, and actually had good working relationship with them. They did actually benefit all the things that we've done. But without you guys, I wasn't able to do the things I did. And then, of course, also it takes a good team of employees, or actually I call it my coworkers. One of them is sitting there, is Matt Lee, and of course Keith Paget. In the last 3 years, pretty much we done a lot faster in the employment and the installation of services for the city, especially building this building. It was a major undertaking, and doing this, so many technology components into this building that I would never dream 25 years ago we would have had that much, but we were able to do it. And definitely we are more advanced as a city as compared to other cities in the region, and they see that. And one case in point, you know, we're able to do what Randy did with the police network, able to support the regional public information systems. That's based mainly because we built the network here, so we've done a lot of things to make that happen. And of course, you know, over the years, we implemented several systems that actually was built from scratch. almost 25 years, the court were actually writing the tickets on huge books, and we were able to upgrade that to computerized systems. Same thing with dispatch. When I installed the dispatch, they were using notebooks in order to receive the 911 calls. So it was a paper system. So we were able to replace that. And with the help of not just me, it was the help of all the people involved. They were able to do all these, put all these systems together. But like I said, without that team mentality, without the people willing and technical minded, able to do the things we've done. So, and I thank him for that. So, without much ado, again, I've been really kind of sad to see you guys go, but I know that I will be seeing you again because I'm still going to be in the community, still able to do part of my, how can I say, my stay in this world, able to help citizens of this city. All right, and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Edgar. This time we have an opportunity for audience comments. If anyone would care to come and address the Xenia City Council this evening, please feel free to do so. Step to the podium, provide us your name and address. Limit your comments 3 to 4 minutes, please.
Good evening. My name is Alexander Boughton. 481 Ridgeberry Drive is where I live. As you see, I'm here again. I just want to inform you guys that we did some events that tried to hopefully change some people's lives. Our first event that we did since the last time I was here was the community festival. We actually helped clean up. The comments we got back from what I heard was we had 90% of the vendors cleaned out by 10:10, and cleanup was at 9. And everybody was pretty pleased with how quick we were in and out of there, moving nice and slow and easy, and helping everybody get home and get some rest from the long 2 days for the festival. My opinion, it turned out pretty good. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people enjoyed it. But I want to go big or go home next year. So maybe we can make a change on that next year. Another event that we got involved with shortly after that is called Race Against Heroin. It was down at Killcare, and we raised, I think, $3,000. We helped clean up. Killcare was very impressed. We had pretty much the whole place cleaned up by the half day, and they were very impressed with that. That's all the bleachers, all the trash cans, and then we did a pumpkin patch, not a pumpkin patch, for the pumpkin glow down in Dayton. We helped carve, gut, and move the lights to the hill. So those are the only 3 big events that we had. since the last time I was here. This winter, we're actually going to be planning to make things bigger and better, get more events, get involved with events like planning. Hopefully I can get some ideas in there. But I just want to let you guys know that I do want to go big or go home next year with some of the events going on. So I want to see how it goes. Also, if there's a way I can get involved with the event planning, that would be greatly appreciated. That's all I have to say tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else would care to come and address the Xenia City Council, please feel free to do so. Seeing no one else, we will move to reports of committees.
President Engel, real quick, we do need to, at least at a minimum, introduce the resolution for
Sorry.
Edgar. And if you guys want to do a second reading tonight, you could introduce it as an emergency, or we could
Okay.
wait until the next meeting and go through the normal process.
Thank you.
I would like to make a motion as an emergency, since we have been here with Edgar and we appreciate his years of service, and I can personally say, bless his heart, he had to deal with me and my lack of technology over the years. So I would like to make that emergency to
Okay.
pass the resolution in honor of Edgar Cardenas.
I have a motion as an emergency. A second, please.
I second that.
Second by the Vice President. Discussion or question on the motion, please.
I'd just like to say while your family's here, Edgar, thank you so much for your service to the city. I met Edgar when I attended Northside and started going there in 1995. I didn't even know you worked for the city. And, you know, we've had opportunity to play golf. Not well, but we've done that at Memphis Hills when I did the golf scrambles with Northside. And, you know, my daughter graduated with your daughters, and you're like family. So just thank you so much. I know I've had to call you before and with a question or something, and you've always been very pleasant to work with. So thank you for your service and your wife's service to the community by working with Xenia High School. Thank you, Janine, for what you do for our kids, too. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, please?
Well, I do want to add to that. And I see your best friend Janine sitting right next to you, but she does make a great contribution, as you do, to this community, and we certainly thank you for that. And for your 3 daughters who are top honors at graduation. When I've gone to graduations, they #1 in class. I don't know if all of them have been, but anyway, they have top honors, and so we appreciate their contribution and their example to our community as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, please?
Just like to just add my thanks for your service too, and these couple of 2 years that I've been here, I've appreciated your willingness to help in anything I've asked you to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Yes.
I also want to thank you, Edgar. I'm like Jeannie, I'm computer challenged, so you had to answer a lot of dumb questions from me, so I really appreciate it. Thanks for your service.
I will echo what Edgar said. I've only been here 2 years, but I've been very thankful for the help that you've provided. And I thought it was very interesting. One of my high school students that I'm in Bible study with talked about you and your wife, and your reputation preceded you and how highly she spoke of you. And that speaks volumes.
And as for me, thank you very much as well for citizens of Xenia, for the council, and for me personally. I've known obviously both of you, both inside and outside the city for some time, and greatly appreciate just your willingness and spirit of service that you bring to everything that you're involved with, be it outside organizations or your professional careers. So thank you very much, and the best of everything to you in whatever is the next step in your life. And with that, may I have roll call, please?
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Lauterbach.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Engel.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Now we're jumping ahead to reports of committees. First one will be a pickup from a prior meeting with Councilwoman Mills, and a report from Brackett, please.
Thank you. We had a wonderful meeting, and because it was so wonderful, it's because we're talking about Christmas and the great opportunity for all of Xenia and the outside communities to come and join us as we welcome Santa to town this coming Saturday. There is activities downtown from 12 noon until 4 o'clock. Sip and Dippity has Frosty's Winter Market. Exat has a gingerbread house that you can make and be judged on. Bar's Pharmacy has hot cocoa and activities. The Flower Stop has the silent auction. There is also this scavenger winter wonderland adventure. There's 12 businesses, and they say it's kind of like the Amazing Race. You go to one business and get clues, and you have to figure it out to get to the next business. So that sounds really great. There will be horse carriage rides, scavenger hunts, and all of this leads to the parade. The parade will start at Xenia Station, and there will be some floats, and there will be judging at Xenia Station with the floats. And the best person of all is going to be in this parade, and that's going to be Santa and Mrs. Claus. We can hardly wait to welcome them to Shawnee Park. Santa has a new house at Shawnee Park. It is beautifully decorated just for Santa. It is his winter wonderland. And for those of you who remember the Santa hut out at the courthouse square, this is the first year in making memories and continuing to build on this foundation and to create the Santa hut that our children can always remember when they think about Christmas in their hometown of Xenia. Santa will come in on the parade beginning at 4 o'clock, and he will be accepting visitors. At 5:15, we'll have announcements in the national anthem at the pavilion. The Xenia High School Ensemble will perform at around 5:20, which if you've never seen them, you are missing a great opportunity. They are phenomenal. We'll have a few more announcements, and then the jazz band, Xenia's jazz band, will be there, and they will have a small concert too, which leads up to our big concert, which is from 6 to 7 with Alexis Gomez. I'm not an American Idol follower, but she was one of the finalists, and we are so honored to have her to be part of our concerts. And then, along with that, at 7 o'clock begins Xenia Lights. Now, some of you can go on Facebook and see Xenia Lights. It used to be in the neighborhood behind Key Chrysler, and it was such a traffic jam, but so well appreciated. The lights play with the music. There's a mean one, Mr. Grinch, and then there is just beautiful Christmas songs that we all remember from our past, and it's just a wonderful opportunity to see. All this time, there will be carriage rides going around the park as these lights are taking place. So it will be an opportunity to be able to do that. Along at the park, there is also food trucks. There is letters to our military personnel, letters for soldiers, and I hope people will take an opportunity. These letters are sent and spread across different areas, including the hospitals, including the VAs and that, and plus the active military also. So please take time to stop by and see that and to call our picture and meet some of the military personnel that we have here in our town. There is a candy cane hunt for our little people as they might be fidgeting in line. It's kind of like the golden egg. You're looking for the certain candy cane, and there'll be more information on it there. And there is a trackless train ride, similar to the one that they have at the mall, that the children can partake in. Reindeer, we've got reindeer, live reindeer that the kids can see, and there'll be games also. So there is so much activity to do. It's all day long, downtown, at the park, and when people say there's nothing to do at Xenia, I just get so upset because there is so much. And I did leave off at 9 o'clock in the morning for those of you who feel up and running. There is the Ugly Sweater Reindeer Run. So you can go down to Xenia Station in your ugly Christmas sweater and begin to take your 5K run and be part of that too. So there's many opportunities. There's going to be information booths. It's also our Shop Small town shopping. So we want to encourage everyone to shop. There's no way that I can personally thank everyone that has participated, but I do want to thank city staff. Keith and his crew has been phenomenal, and I also want to thank Rebecca Cantrell, because without her leading us, we would not be able to put on the activities that we have. So thanks to all city staff, thanks to Rebecca, and I just hope I get to see everyone down there. Did I leave anything out?
I think you got it all.
Thank you very much. Anything for Councilwoman Mills in bracket, please? Seeing none, we will have Mayor Bayless and Mr. Merriman, mayors and managers, please.
Shall I?
Sure.
We were pleased to be the host community for the past mayors and managers. This is one of Marcia's last two meetings, the last normal meeting. She required everyone to call her Madam Mayor, Your Highness. No, in truth, it was a nice evening out at WGC. We were very pleased to be able to host. We had a good turnout, actually, including some folks who from as far away as Piqua. We had a presentation by Dale Bruner to discuss the REACH project and had some nice discussion on that. So. There are additional updates that are continuing to come out business-wise relative to the small cell litigation and litigation related to the income tax changes. So we'll keep council abreast of that. In fact, I have an update next week, a teleconference on that. So we'll keep you updated on that.
Thank you very much. Anything for the mayor or the city manager, for mayors and managers, please? Finally, Councilman Latterback, Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission.
Thank you, Mr. President. Due to an illness, I was unable to attend that meeting.
Thank you. Anything for Councilman Latterback and MVRPC, please? Seeing none, we will move to items from City Council and Mayor. We have one scheduled item, a reappointment and new appointment to the Civil Service Commission. And this is one of the commissions of the city that is a little dissimilar from the rest, as there's no city council member that sits on that particular board. So I will read the announcement, as typically the council member that sits on the board will make the recommendations for appointments. Excuse me. Mr. Jeremy Andrix, Chair of the Civil Service Commission, announced his resignation on October 20th, 2017, effective at the conclusion of the November 13th, 2017 meeting. His resignation created a vacancy on the commission and required the commission to reorganize. Mr. Stanley Irwin has been an asset on the commission and was voted by the membership to serve as chair of the Civil Service Commission. However, Mr. Irwin's term is set to expire on December 31st, 2017. He has expressed an interest in being reappointed to a full 5-year term expiring on December 31st, 2022. In regard to the vacancy, the city clerk received a letter of interest from Ms. Maria E. Newcomer, who is interested in serving the city of Xenia on the commission. Ms. Newcomer was born in Xenia and wishes to contribute and give back to her hometown. Her background check has been processed by the Human Resources Department and is satisfactory. The expiration date of her term is December 31st, 2019. And at this time, I would make a motion to reappoint Mr. Stanley Irwin to the Xenia Civil Service Commission with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2022, and seek a second, please.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Wallace. Discussion or question on this first motion, please. Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Latterback.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Engel.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And finally, I'm making a motion to appoint Ms. Maria E. Newcomer to fill a vacancy on the Xenia Civil Service Commission with a term expiration date of December 31st, 2019, and seeking a second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Mays, soon to be Mayor Mays. Can't talk tonight. It's been a long day. Any discussion or question on the motion, please? Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Latterback.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Engel.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I'd just like to thank these citizens for their service. We have a hard time sometimes filling commissions, so, and I think we still have a few vacancies in some of them. So thank you very much. We know it's a dedication of a lot of time, but it's really appreciated.
Thank you. Anything else, please? Seeing none, we'll move to reports of city offices. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no scheduled items this evening, and I was feeling kind of bad about that, kind of left out. As I indicated in an email this afternoon, I did want to take a few minutes tonight and provide for council a quick reading of our State of the City. As we've done the last couple of years, the intention was to do a special event for that. Due to a number of conflicts that have arisen, we've decided to cancel that event. We are, however, still planning to do something we were originally going to do at that meeting, which is we'll be recording the State of the City separately and providing graphics, some video detail to go with that. It'll be part of the package that we will utilize this fall to launch our Xenia TV, which is an initiative of Mr. Lee Warren, our public relations coordinator. And so we will be broadcasting that recorded version. We're looking at probably the first week of December, hopefully, to be able to launch that, in addition to some additional other new programming that Lee will be launching. So without further ado, if you suffer from narcolepsy, now would be the time to get a cup of coffee. I'll try to make this brief. 60 to 90 minutes should cover it. In all seriousness,
45 seconds.
This is recorded, so if you're sleeping, it'll be caught on video, I hope. On behalf of the City of Xenia, I'm pleased to present the 2017 State of the City Address. The State of the City message is a requirement of Xenia City Charter and is intended to present information to the public on the status of the city. Beyond this formality, though, presenting the address annually is an opportunity to speak with you, our community members, on the experiences of the past year and to sow the seeds of expectations for the projects and priorities we'll pursue in the coming year. Indeed, the past year has been a very busy one, and so we consider all the changes occurring in Xenia and look to a new year full of even more opportunities. We ask ourselves, where do we grow from here? 2017 was a transitional year, with many new projects taking root in our community. As this transition evolves, we are mindful of the need to balance growth and change with respect for the traditions and values that make Xenia a quaint small town. But Xenia needs to cultivate growth in order to ensure our sustainability into the future. She needs an expanding economy and an improving quality of life to be competitive. She must take some chances and accept that we cannot remain stationary. After all, in this world of constant change, we are either moving forward or we are falling behind. Yet as we manage this change, our growth needs to be an expansion of everything that makes Xenia genuine and great, not a forced transition to something artificial. If you would want that, I suggest you visit the Green. Maybe not, so instead let's revisit how Xenia has grown in the past year. In 2017, we've enjoyed the progression of important services and realized the fulfillment of projects now completed. Changes to our trash collection service have fully taken root and resulted in a blossoming of our recycling program, with community participation and tonnage recycled having increased several-fold over the prior year. This past summer, we also instituted our bulk pickup program, providing new low-cost bulk removal options for our residents. Fire and police services were bolstered through the refilling of multiple vacant positions made possible through our improving finances. To make this good news even better, we have just hired 3 new full-time firefighters as a result of a successful application for Safer Act grant funding, which will improve our response capabilities for EMS and fire crews moving into the new year. On the recreation front, we were finally able to reap the harvest of new parks amenities after a couple of years of planning and construction. The Bennett Play Depot and Splash Pad at Xenia Station, walking paths and a basketball court at Sterling Green, and nature trails and a disc golf course at Saul Arnovitz are among the park's improvements, now creating happy smiles and fun for miles. In our public service department, we've traded in contractual services for dedicated employees. In the process, we found a cost-effective way of improving the quality of mowing and other streetscape functions while expanding our capacity for leaf collection season and snow removal services. We've extended our community outreach efforts, offering informational services to diverse audiences through social media, print materials like the quarterly newsletter, countless stories through print and broadcast media, and starting with the airing of this address in a couple weeks through our new Xenia TV platform. This fall, staff conducted a full-scale, multi-agency emergency operations drill to ensure our folks are prepared to manage and mitigate any disaster we encounter. We also hosted our annual job fair with numerous partners, and this time our friends at Xenia Community Schools worked with us to provide an opportunity for seniors to gain valuable insight by experiencing the job-seeking process firsthand. Again, this past year, we've worked hand in hand with volunteers to nurture great traditions like festivals, fireworks, neighborhood nights out, and other community gatherings inspired to bring our community together. Continuing to provide quality services cost-effectively has been our focus, and in 2017, we saw advancement toward this cause on many fronts. Our efforts were not merely focused on services, however, as our staff worked to update, upgrade, and expand infrastructure and critical capital implements. Our engineering and public service staff members oversaw important upgrades to our water and sewer plants. These efforts included replacement of major portions of buried water and sewer lines, some of which date back to the turn of the last century. These preventative efforts, are designed to ensure the continuous flow of utility services for our residents. On the public safety front, we maintained our commitment to providing our first responders with the fleet and equipment that they need to be prepared to aid and protect your family in moments of crisis. Cruiser and medic replacement programs help to ensure our officers and medics get to you wherever you need them as quickly as possible. We are committed to keeping these vehicles updated. Keeping our residents safe involves more than public safety services, though. It also means that we need to create an environment that promotes safety, particularly in our downtown, where pedestrians and bicyclists are most prevalent. To improve safety for our residents and visitors to our downtown, we undertook the Downtown Safety Project earlier this year. This multifaceted project is funded in large part by state transportation grants, and among many components will include safety upgrades at various crosswalks and bike trail crossings, new signalization and intersection realignments to improve safety and traffic flow for motorists, and the creation of a dedicated bike trail to eliminate the confusing shared sidewalk that presently exists. Our efforts to improve conditions and safety for roadways were not limited to downtown, however. In 2017, Council authorized and staff carried out another round of street resurfacing projects. With the projects we've completed this year, more than $3.5 million in local funding has gone into street rehabilitation projects since 2011. Yet combined with this local investment, our staff has been particularly successful the last couple of years with competitive grant applications. As a result, we've leveraged local dollars to a much greater extent and brought more external funding to our projects, bringing significant value to our citizens. We've made a lot of progress on streets, but notably, more work awaits. Our ability to fund priorities from street rehab to safety services all depends on the critical revenue streams from tax resources provided locally. We remember that 2016 saw a meaningful increase in revenues despite continued reductions in funding from the state. Through October of 2017, revenues are outperforming expectations again. While the fiscal environment remains uncertain into the distant future, we have weathered recent storms and maintained a generally strong financial footing. Projections for this fiscal year indicate we are exceeding our reserve funding requirements and realizing positive cash flow to our key operating funds. We've achieved this even while we have also restored public safety positions left vacant in prior years as a hedge against state funding cuts. What's more, there are positive indicators of growth in our tax base, particularly our most critical revenue resource, income tax. Our area unemployment rate remains low and the numbers of local citizens employed remains high. We will continue to closely monitor indicators and recommend a fiscally conservative approach to spending, keeping critical services our first priority while trying to expand programs that improve quality of life. Indeed, improving quality of life is what our efforts are focused on at the end of the day. Yet this task is not something that just happens. Instead, it takes time, vision, strategy, patience, and the courage to be optimistic. It's like the farmer looking out to his fields in late winter. He knows what work lies ahead, but when the harvest is fulfilled, he will be reminded again how worthy his cause is. Like that farmer, we have begun sowing seeds that will grow in 2018. The end goal is creation of wealth and opportunity in our community. We'll seek this through a diversity of approaches. Many of our efforts will target stabilization of local markets. Still other efforts will seek to position the city for economic growth through workforce development and job creation. Our assertive approach will begin this January with an update to our ED360 initiatives. ED360 will be expanded in its depth and dimensions to fully serve as the economic development strategic plan we need to purposefully coordinate our efforts. Key updates and strategy will include a realignment of our approach to retail development as we seek to attract more franchisee participation in our marketplace, and we look to cultivate unique retail options through recruitment of entrepreneurs. We'll place an even higher emphasis on on industrial recruitment as we work toward clustering of opportunities building off of recent successes. We'll be working with downtown property owners to develop a new master plan for the downtown in line with the Main Street approach and combine these efforts with redevelopment work in the town square, which we anticipate will finally take root next spring. And related to this, as concerns about parking constraints downtown remain with business owners in our core, we will be bringing to City Council this winter recommendations for strategies to continue to address this issue. Workforce development will be a major priority moving into next year. Expanding local training opportunities for skilled trades will be pursued in cooperation with area partners. Construction of the REACH project in 2018 means that Clark State and Central State will have a presence right here within our community in the near future, providing educational services that will open up a world of opportunities for our residents. What's more, we're in the process of laying out a set of formal town and gown strategies with our friends at Central State, with a significant emphasis to be placed on creating business development opportunities related to agriculture, as the city and university look to fully leverage resources available through its land grant institution designation. Building on the success of recent years, we'll also be adding a new component in 2018 to our job fair by including a training fair element to the event, offering participants information and counseling related to regional educational and training programs to assist residents in developing a pathway to success. These key initiatives and other strategies will be detailed in the update to the ED 360 this winter. But there's more, much more we'll be working on in 2018. Staff hopes to work closely with council to provide for more community engagement. These efforts will start with plans to launch more community roundtable events in the coming year, beginning with meetings we're hosting actually next week with stakeholders of our downtown business community who have been invited to meet to talk with us about parking. We'll be expanding roundtable opportunities to include a host of topics, for example, how the city should address street rehabilitation needs moving into the future. Another important outreach effort we'll be launching in the spring is a Citizens Academy, intended to connect residents with the inner workings of a municipality and give folks an immersive experience regarding service delivery in Xenia. And in what is perhaps the most important outreach effort prospectively before us, staff will also recommend the city facilitate a charter review initiative in order to ensure that our local government is operating under contemporary guidelines in the most cost-efficient manner possible. And speaking of operating efficiently, in 2018, my staff will also be evaluating a broad range of services and the methods by which we provide these services to be sure that we're giving the best possible value to our residents. Finally, staff will carry out various infrastructure improvement and rehabilitation projects as planned with City Council's direction. Key projects include an aggressive slate of street resurfacing, replacement of playground equipment at Shawnee Park, and various improvements in our water and wastewater utility systems. Indeed, 2018 will be a very, very busy year, but I am reminded of scripture from 2 Corinthians 9, which says that a farmer who plants only a few seeds will get a small crop, but he who plants generously will get a generous crop. Ladies and gentlemen, at the direction of City Council, we are planting generously in 2018 with a slate of projects and priorities aimed at growing prosperity and improving quality of life. But to be truly successful moving forward, we will need the generosity of our entire community. We need residents to be generous with their time, volunteering to help with events, or even to just help their neighbors. We need our community to be generous with their attention, participating in the governance process, being engaged and staying informed with what is being accomplished and where we are deficient. We also need our citizens to be generous in supporting local businesses and organizations. They are part of what make a small community so great, and we ask that you support them consistently. And perhaps most importantly, we need our community to be generous with positivity in 2018. Government alone cannot make a great place to live. It's up to the people of our great community to accomplish this. Take pride in Xenia because it's a great small town. It's easy to be negative, but my encouragement is to be generous with the compliments of our city, to be generous with positivity about our people, to be generous with optimism about our shared future. The world is breeding hate and negativity. Let's sow seeds of optimism and kindness and hope in Xenia in the coming year. Xenia has so many positive things to offer, and it starts with our people. So where do we grow in 2018? Well, the opportunities are unlimited if we plant generously, sowing the right seeds. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything for our city manager this evening, please? Please.
I have one question about our Xenia TV effort. It's one that I've wondered about for some time, and I've not raised the question. I know it's available through Time Warner Cable, but it's not available through DirecTV or Dish Network or the other satellite channels. Is there anything we can do to make it available through those venues? I know it's available online if you know the magic words.
Yeah, on impulse, well, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, so the meetings are available after the fact via YouTube streaming. We are working on a live stream, so you could stream it live over the net as the meeting's happening. As far as actually making it available on DirecTV and Dish Network, it's a little more difficult. There was an arrangement with AT&T Uverse at one point to be able to broadcast there. I don't know that that's still available either. So some of those satellite carriers, that's pretty difficult. But we can make a live stream available right from our website, make it easy to find, so that people who are interested in streaming it that don't have cable can in fact stream it live over the website.
And I've had folks ask me how to access it. I've had some folks ask about it and say they saw it on Time Warner, and other people ask, well, how can I get it? I don't get it. And then I said, well, what do you have? They said, well, DirecTV. And I said, well, I can't tell you that. I can't answer that question.
I will add, Dr. Wallace, that we are moving forward with this Xenia TV initiative. The intent is to be able to take that original programming, and while it will broadcast on Channel 5, our government access channel, we're also creating it and we'll deploy it in such a way that it can be viewed via YouTube, Facebook, across multiple platforms, because we want to have as much penetration with that programming as possible.
Absolutely.
So we'll put it out there over a number of different mediums.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else for our city manager this evening, please? Seeing none, moving to the finance director.
Thank you, Council President. I have only one item tonight, and that is a request that council pay the bills in an amount totaling $834,903.06.
Thank you very much. A motion, please, to pay our bills this evening before Thanksgiving.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Wallace. Second, please.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Mays. Discussion or question on the bills, please. Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Louderback.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Ingle.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Anything for our finance director this evening, please? Seeing none, Madam Law Director.
President, Mayor, members of council, I have two second readings to present to you this evening. The first is an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a contract for the purchase of iNet services with Miami Valley Educational Computer Association. This ordinance was introduced by Vice President Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for passage.
Move for passage. Second, please.
Second.
Seconded by the mayor. Discussion or question on this motion, please. Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Louderback.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Ingle.
Aye.
Motion carried.
The second item I have for you this evening is a resolution providing for assessments to be levied and authorizing the finance director to certify those assessments to the Greene County Auditor. This resolution was introduced by Councilwoman Mill.
So move for passage.
Thank you. Moved and seconded, please.
I'll second that.
Seconded by the Vice President. Discussion or question on this motion, please. Seeing none, roll call.
Vice President Smith.
Aye.
Councilman Wallace.
Aye.
Councilman Louderback.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills.
Aye.
Mayor Bayless.
Aye.
President Ingle.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Anything for our law director this evening, please? Seeing none, we'll move to reading of communications and discussion. Councilman Louderback, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was remiss last meeting to congratulate Vice President Smith on his reelection, and Levi Dean, who's in the audience tonight, and Councilwoman Mays, who will become mayor in January. So congratulations to all three of you.
Thank you.
You know, Thanksgiving is coming up, and personally, I'm thankful for three things: God, family, and country. You know, we're so blessed in this country. 1 in 6 children will go to bed hungry tonight. And all of us in this room will be sitting down at a big feast. And we need to think about the lesser of these. You know, before I came here, I saw something on Facebook, and Pastor, you might have to help me with this, but they was going to introduce a new pastor for a 10,000 people congregation. Wow. there's this guy came in with a long beard, dirty, no shoes, filthy clothes, smelled a little. So he came into the church, and nobody greeted him. As a matter of fact, he said only 2 people shake his hand out of 10,000. So he went to the front of the church and sat down at the front pew. The ushers came and asked him to go to the back of the church. So when the associate pastor came out to introduce the new pastor, there was nobody there. So all of a sudden, this homeless guy comes walking up to the front of the church and took the microphone and said, I'm your new pastor. He looked out in the congregation. There was people crying. There was people who had their heads bowed. And he quoted the Bible verse. Pastor, you can help me with this. I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was naked, and you gave me no clothes.
That's Matthew 25.
Matthew 25. Thank you. I was home. I was in prison, and you didn't come to visit me. Mm-hmm. So he looked at the congregation and said, you know what? We're going to quit playing church. And if you want to be disciples of Christ, you'll come back next week with a different attitude. And he dismissed the congregation. So I thought that was a great story, especially of Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mays.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to remind folks that this Thursday on Thanksgiving, there is the Thanksgiving meal at the Xenia Adult Rec Center. It's 130 East Church Street. It's right across the street from the YMCA. It's a free meal put on by the community of Xenia. There's a lot of people involved. The city of Xenia donates the pies, Groceryland, and WGC partner to raise money to buy the turkeys. The Xenia Area Association of Churches and Ministries helps to coordinate the volunteers, as well as coordinate the meal deliveries and coordinates the cooking of all the food at the senior center. Green Memorial is a financial partner who helps purchase, allows us to purchase a lot of the food to offset, so we don't have just turkey and pie. It's a lot of people. I have more volunteers this year than I know what to do with, and I'm just so thankful for that. I'm very humbled by that. This year, we've been taking calls for people who are unable to get out, who need a meal delivered. I will say there's been a significant increase in that, and so that says a lot that people are in need. Right now, we're at about 150 meals that are going to go out the door. We'll probably feed about 300 to 400 people in the senior center, so I will not be surprised if it approaches 600 people that will get fed. If you need a meal, please call 241-8873. That's 937 if you need a meal delivered. If you need a place to go and you need a free meal, it's at the senior center, as I said. It's going to be served from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. If you'd like to volunteer, show up. Like I said, I know we have a lot of volunteers, but I'm always, we never turn people away. It's always good to have people there who can just sit and socialize. People are coming to this meal possibly because they don't have family to be with. So if you want to just come and spend some time with folks, have a conversation, just as Councilman Lauterbach was saying, it's an opportunity to show the love of Christ. And I hope that we can take that very seriously as a community. I also want to remind folks that there are a lot of churches in this area that would love to see you this weekend for the Thanksgiving weekend. I know my church would be happy to have folks come in at Emmanuel Baptist Church, 1120 South Detroit Street. So if you are not a part of a church, find one this weekend. Go be part of a community. Spend some time with other folks who can love on you and check in and see how you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Wallace, please.
I, too, would like to congratulate Mayor-elect Sarah Mays and Vice President Wesley Smith on his win. And congratulations to both of you. And Mr. Dean, I've not met, so don't run away. I'd like to meet you personally before you leave. Well, congratulations on your win as well. I'd like to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And I didn't realize that I had a colleague over here that's also a minister. That's a little different from
I don't think so.
But that's a great message. I've heard several takes on that particular story, but it's a great one. I'm always impressed when I hear about that story that the new pastor comes in as a bum instead of as a well-dressed new pastor. And it's always a good one. But we certainly need to be careful. Scripture tells us that one too. I can't give you a book, chapter, and verse on it, but be careful how you entertain strangers, because in doing so you entertain angels unaware. But wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a safe Thanksgiving as well.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mills.
Thank you. As I've been sitting here throughout this meeting, I have just been amazed. It is so special from the time that Alex came up and talked about how his club, the Frontier Truck Club, is looking for projects to do. And then to be able to hear of Edgar's great career of 26 years, but more importantly, what him and his wife Janine gives of their hearts to this community. To hear everyone speak of the opportunities to be able to be loved and welcomed in churches. If I remember correctly, there are 64 churches within the city limits. There are so many opportunities, and I think that this speaks volumes of what Xenia is. And as we listen to the city manager and the hope and the promise of this coming new year and the great things that we have accomplished, I am so excited to be able to be a part of, to been a part of, and to continue to volunteer to be in this community. I want to remind everyone that to go to eXploreXenia.com. There is so much information there, not only for Hometown Christmas, which is a wonderful opportunity to participate, but there is also information on where you can get your free meals at and other assets that they will just give you to. And I also want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, because I just believe that every day there is something to be thankful for, even in your worst straits that you've ever been through. If you are awake and moving, you are alive, the sun came up, then you should have something to be thankful for. So I hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving. Some will be alone, some will be with family and friends, some will be having their second Thanksgiving away from family. But I think that everyone should be very aware and be very thankful. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor.
Thank you. Just a few things this evening. I did drop in on the Dining by the Rail, and that was a real nice event, and I really want to compliment Dick Strauss, who is the conductor, and they had a wonderful dinner that evening. I had just come from a dinner, and I normally don't turn food down, but that evening I did. But they had great attendance, and the food really smelled wonderful. But I want to thank them for that. I was invited and I was recognized at the Springfield, Ohio annual NAACP Recognition and Awards Program. It was held on Friday, and I was really surprised to open the program. They had my bio and my picture, and it was a great event, a great speaker, and it was very well supported. And so I congratulate them for that. And then I left my phone and had to go back and get it. But anyway. And then once again, the Church of God on East 2nd Street gave away 250 turkeys to families. They do that each year. And the line formed at 7:30 a.m. for the 11 o'clock giveaway. Fortunately, it was a very beautiful day. So that it wasn't too bad to have to be outside. And then Bruno, the first dog, celebrated his 5th birthday on Friday. He received 2 cards, a phone call, and several birthday wishes. And then I want to wish happy Thanksgiving to all. You know, this is my favorite time of the year because it's a time when we're not worrying about giving or receiving, mostly receiving gifts, but it's a time when we can reflect and be thankful. And it's the shortest time. You know, it seems like we celebrate Halloween longer than we do Thanksgiving. But I love this time of the year, and not only for those who are hungry, but those who are alone. And we can't forget people who are in their homes alone. So take care, make a phone call or just a short visit. And remember to drive safely if you're going out of town. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. President. The mayor is always so hard to follow. After her, she does a great job. Thank you for being so busy as our mayor. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and of course, be really careful. Friday, Black Friday, I kind of hate that term because it's just so consumerism. But we know there's going to be crowds and rushes at stores, and so be kind if there's a way to be kind to people as you're grabbing that last item. Keep that in mind. I know a lot of people, and in fact, it happened to one of our city employees. Deer strikes. This is a time of year, and deer are really bad. I know another person, an insurance agent, he ran into one too. So just be really careful. They're out there. And unfortunately, they're kind of dangerous. And I did, unfortunately, had the experience yesterday. I had to take a family member to Green Memorial Hospital in the ER. My wife sliced her finger, and just phenomenal service there. I just want to say, first I was a little concerned because it just seemed like when you're waiting, you just want to get checked in right away and get in there. But once she was checked in, they did a great job stitching her up. And I didn't cut her.
Thank you for the clarification.
They asked her several times, and they're like, "How did this happen?" And they're like, "Now's your chance." But she didn't turn it in. But she was cutting an avocado in half, and just like decided to add her finger to the salad, but. She was okay. Yeah, you can ask her. She's probably watching now, going, whatever. But so thankful we have those ER services in our community. They're at Green Memorial. But that's really all I have. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody for giving up your time on a Tuesday before a holiday, and I look forward to seeing everybody. Our first meeting in December is the 14th, right? All right. Thank you.
Very good. I just have a couple of items. First, a question to add on to something that Councilwoman Mays started off with, the community Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, sir.
I and my family have been a part of that for a number of years. It is a truly outstanding event. Even if you don't require a meal that day or you have other things to be doing, please come join them. Please be a part of it. It is a community celebration of togetherness and sharing and that sort of thing. It just is a great event. The one question I had to add on, is there still any way, if anyone is out there wanting to make a donation to it, who they should contact?
Absolutely. They can contact our city clerk, Michelle Johnson. Just call the city administration building. The main number would be...
Michelle's line is 376-7235.
7235. 376-7235. And she would be the key person to talk to with that.
Thank you very much. And then I would just also wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. And then the reminder that we will be having the hometown Christmas the next day on that Saturday.
Mr. President, it's worth noting as well, city offices will be closed Thursday and Friday this week.
Thank you very much. I assumed we'd be closed on Thursday and was assuming Friday, but for all those still listening, please do all your business come tomorrow, as that will be it for the business week for the city of Xenia. But then on Saturday, please, as we've talked about before, there's Black Friday, of course, rampant consumerism. Take some time, spend some of your money locally here. It benefits your neighbors who are your business owners, and it will benefit the city as well through the revenue that will generate. And there are many vendors here in the city who have any number of different shops and such that are well worth your time to go visit, and they truly have some very, very unique things that would make great gifts for the holiday season.
Saturday is the National Shop Small, Shop Local. So
Saturday is Shop Small, Shop
Small, yep, Small Business Saturday. So
super.
Sorry, a lot of our businesses are having a lot of sales for that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And then last item, same as what the mayor had said, if you will be traveling this holiday season, and echoing also the Vice President's comments, please be careful. Everyone, no matter what anyone's situation, take a little bit of extra time, be careful on the roadways. Please, if you choose to engage in any drinking of alcoholic beverages, please have a plan. Have a designated driver. Please have a plan. It is your neighbors, your friends, your family who will be counting on you to be safe and come back to them after the holiday is here, and we then seem to sprint towards the next holiday, Christmas, in the latter part of December. I have nothing further unless anyone else does. I would seek a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Mays, second, please.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Wallace. Roll call, please.
Vice President Smith?
Aye.
Councilman Wallace?
Aye.
Councilman Lauterbach?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mays?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mills?
Aye.
Mayor Bayless?
Aye.
President Engel?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And thank you.
Mike, 40 years ago, on Thanksgiving Day, I was in the hospital, so if any of you think about somebody turning 40 this Friday, don't forget.